Hello ladies, welcome to Wednesday's class. The week is chugging on by. We've got our push workout today, so chest and all those muscles, triceps. I'm going to use my long band with it kind of attached around like a post or a door frame or whatever, however you guys do it. I know everybody does not have that setup or the long band, so I will definitely give dumbbell versions. But if you have a long band, we'll use that one today just to give a little bit of variety. If you do have it. If not, dumbbells are fine for everything. I'll give it a minute for people to jump on. All right, it is 12:01, so let's get moving. All right, so our usual stretches here. Our feet are hip distance apart, toes pointing straight forward. Reach down, up, tip, and twist. All right, all the way apart. Toes are still straight forward, up, tip, and twist. Okay, all the way together. Okay, back to normal distance, but then externally rotate your toes. Okay, and internally. All right, so we're going back to that same exercise we started last push day with. It's going to be your squat with your lateral raise. So that motion will be kind of your limiting factor for choosing what weight you're going to use. So probably your light ones, but depending on what you're working with. All right, so for the squat, remember feet are about hip to shoulder width distance apart. You can be slightly turned out if you want, just kind of whatever feels comfortable for your body. And then push your butt back like you're sitting in a chair. Flap your wings as you stand up. All right, here we go, 12 reps. And 12. All right, so then we're gonna come down to that half kneel position. Just same thing again as we did last week. So half kneel, whatever knee is on the ground, that's the side that holds the weight. And then behind the head, tricep extension. Try to keep that elbow straight up in the air. Squeeze the back of the arm as you pull it up. Okay, get to your 8 to 15 reps, whatever you're doing. Switch it over. And 12, all right. And then we're gonna grab both dumbbells, standing up, do your hinge forward, so nice flat back, elbows high, and then just kick back. Squeeze the back of your arms as you push back. Perfect. All right, that's our first circuit. So take your little water break. Again, excuse all the throat clearing coughing. It's not really a cough I have, it's more like I have to clear my throat. All right, so squat, lateral raise, round 2. All right, coming down to the floor, half kneel, behind the head tricep. Okay, switching sides. And 12. All right, coming up for our kickbacks. So we need both of the dumbbells. Leaning forward, elbows up, back. You almost want to pause at the top there for a second just to make sure you're not using too much momentum. So a little catch and back. Perfect. All right. Water break. All right, ready for round 3? Here we go. Squat, lateral raise. So on the lateral raise, just up to shoulder height. You don't want to go any higher than that. And 12. All right, one last time, down to that half kneel. Switch it. Abs are nice and tight here. If you feel yourself like wiggling all over the place, balance feels off, tighten up that core. And 12. All right, the last kickbacks. Here we go. Lean forward, but nice flat back. Kick back with that little catch right here. Fully squeeze. Ten, 11, 12. Perfect. All right, so that's our first set done. Take a sip of your water, catch your breath a little bit. First exercise, we don't need any equipment, but as I said in the setup here, for the second two, I'm going to use a band like this, looped around the post, right? So I can pull on it. So if you have that kind of setup, think about it. If not, I will definitely give the dumbbell versions for that. Those two, actually, there's two exercises. That's going to use that same setup. All right, so last week we did the Bulgarian split squat with the foot up on the bench. Today we're going to do a split squat on the floor, so meaning you're not stepping out every time like a lunge. Your foot is going to stay out there, but we're going to add a twist. So right now my right leg is forward. As I go down, drop that back knee towards the floor, I'm twisting into the right hip. Okay, so it's like a drop down into a lunge, twist. Make sure that front foot, the heel is staying on the floor. You're mainly using that front leg to drop down and then push up through that hip, okay? All right, get to your 12, and then step back with the other foot. Make sure you're what I call train tracks, not tightrope, okay? So train tracks with your feet as well, so step up nice and long, but also a little bit wide. All right, now we're twisting the other direction as you drop down. Perfect. All right, next two exercises, we're going to use the band if you have it, so take a second to get that set up. If you don't have a band, you're going to lay on the floor with your dumbbells. The first exercise, you're going to do a chest press like this, laying on the floor, pushing straight up and down from your chest, palms towards your feet, I'll say, pointing toward your feet, pressing up and down, okay? We have the same motion with the band, just slightly different, using bands instead of dumbbells. Okay, so if you've got the band, you're going to put one foot forward. Doesn't matter which one, it's just for balance, so you don't have to switch up. All right, and then push straight out from your chest. Slowly let it come back in. All right, so same movement pattern, whatever version you're doing. Same thing, whatever version you're doing, either the dumbbells or the band, is going to be the same movement pattern. You're flapping your arms up to the side, big wide hug motion, and then squeezing together, okay? With the band, again, it's one foot forward, doesn't matter which one. Squeeze those chest muscles, slowly let it come back, especially on the band. Don't let it like slingshot you back. Control it. And 12. All right, so that should give a nice little burn in the chest and shoulders. And take your little break. All right, back to our split squat. So one foot out nice and long, also wide. Split squat with the twist. Twist into the hip of the forward leg. It's a lot to remember. Okay, other side. 11, and 12. All right, get your band or come on down to the floor with your dumbbells for your chest press first. Okay, 1 foot forward and push. Okay, 12 of those. Take a split second here and then go into your flies. All right, another breather. We got one more round of those to go. All right, here we go. Split squat with the twist. You can hold your hands here. I kind of hold it like this because eventually we're going to be holding a dumbbell. So I keep a little space, but whatever feels comfortable for your hands. All right, get your 12, switch it up. And 12. All right, and we got our chest press and chest flies. All right, presses first. So shoulders back if you're standing. Obviously on the floor, they're kind of pressed into the floor. Push straight out over your chest. All right, breathe for just a second and go to the flies. All right, that's it for that circuit. So keep your band up because we will use it again in this next group if you have it. But again, if you don't, there's a dumbbell version, always. All right, so if you do have the band, you're gonna make it into this one handle attachment. So what you do is you put one handle up through the other one and then slide it back. So now it's attached on one side. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter so I stay on camera. All right, that'll work. All right, so if you don't have a band, you're gonna grab your dumbbell and we're gonna do those horizontal wood chops like that. So a little bit of a side shift in your hips and then twist your weight side to side. And it is the same motion with the band. You're just going, pulling it across. So really with the band, we got one side and then we have to do the other. Whereas with the dumbbell, you're doing both sides at once. Okay, with the band, you have to turn around. I'm gonna shorten this up because I'm off camera. our overhead reaches. We've done these before, but if you're new, so basically it's a pelvic tilt. So you want to push your hips forward like that. It's not a back bend where your butt's back and then you're just curving your spine. It's a hips forward, okay? And then you just kind of swing your arms backwards like that. So you should feel a nice good stretch in your abs going down into your lower abs, hip flexors. All right, so pelvis forward, reach back over your head. Think about like driving your knees forward. Perfect. All right, and then again, no equipment needed for this one. Hands up by the ears. You're going to go opposite elbow to knee. If your balance is really off, you can just do a high knee march like this. But if you are able, you can go knee to elbow, opposite sides, switching sides. It's just as much as bringing the elbow down to the knee as it is the knee up. So you're getting like a full crunch in the abs, okay? Perfect. All right, that is our third circuit. Take your little water break and then we'll do 2 more rounds. All right, I'm going to adjust my band here in a quick second. So I can stay on camera better. All right, further away post. There we go. All right, so torso twist first. If you have a dumbbell, you're working with that. You're just holding it with both hands. Band, again, both hands, but you're just pulling it across to one side. Okay, got the band, you gotta turn around. Perfect. All right, so we've got our posterior reaches or overhead reaches, whatever you want to call them. So drive those hips forward, add the arms. 12. All right, hands by the ears, opposite elbow to knee, crunch. All right, that's 2 down, 1 more to go. All right, torso twist time. Let's get it. Okay, other side. Awesome. All right, posterior reaches. Here we go. 12. All right, last one for the day. Hands up by the ears and go. And 12. Perfect. All right, let's come on down to the floor for our stretches. All right, legs out in front. Reach towards the toes, fold over. Get those hamstrings of low back stretched out. Okay, bring your feet in, so bottoms of your feet touch. Knees fall open. Slight lean forward. Oh, goodness. All right. 90-90 position with the knees. Lean forward. Okay, switching sides. All right, sit back into child's pose. So hips back on your heels, slide the hands out. All right, up to all fours, arch your back up like a cat. And drop it down. The head is always going the opposite direction of the back. So back is up, head is down, and vice versa. Awesome. All right, we're back into our half kneel position. This time with our stretch. So whatever leg is down, that's the arm that's up and over. Okay, other side. Excellent. Come up from the floor. Find something to hold on to. Pull that leg up. All right. Other side. Perfect. All right. Oh no, sorry. Shoulder one. Got ahead of myself. Grab your hands behind your back. Pull the shoulders back. All right, so now we're done. All right, so what's this? Wednesday. So Monday should be here. It's PD day for the kids, I think, or holiday or something, but I'll be here. All right, see you guys then. Bye-bye.